The story often begins not with a shout but with a whisper, a subtle shift in the air, a new sound that doesn't quite belong, yet slowly it becomes the norm. This is the nature of cultural and psychological colonization. It creeps in, uninvited, casting a long shadow over vibrant lands and even more vibrant minds. It seeks to quiet the old songs, the ancient stories that have nourished generations. It aims to replace them with a narrative not born of the soil, but imposed upon it. This imposition is a heavy cloak, muffling the true voice of a people, making their own history feel distant, like a dream half remembered upon waking. The silence it fosters is not empty. It is filled with an unspoken weight, the weight of words unsaid, of traditions suppressed, of identities questioned. Imagine a grand library, its shelves once groaning with unique chronicles, suddenly finding its most precious volumes locked away, or worse, rewritten by an unfamiliar hand. The readers, the inheritors of this knowledge, are left to wander aisles filled with foreign texts, their own narratives fading into the background. The spirit, though resilient, feels the chill of this imposed silence, yearning for the warmth of its authentic expression. Yet even in the deepest silence, a heartbeat persists. The journey back to that light begins with acknowledging the shadow itself. The psychological chains of colonization invariably lead to a profound sense of loss. It is the quiet grief for a stolen heritage, a heritage that was once vibrant and whole. Imagine a tapestry, rich with intricate patterns and vivid colors, painstakingly woven over centuries. Then, imagine threads being pulled, colors fading, entire sections unraveled and replaced with something foreign, something that doesn't quite fit. This is the experience of cultural erosion. The songs of the ancestors grow fainter, the stories lose their resonance, and the rituals that once bound communities together become fragmented memories. This loss is not merely about artifacts or practices, it is about the soul of a people. Heritage is the bedrock of identity. It tells us who we are, where we come from, and what we value. When that heritage is systematically dismantled or devalued, a void is created. The whispers of what was lost echo in the quiet moments, in the spaces where tradition once thrived. The pain of loss, when acknowledged and understood, can transform into a potent fuel for the journey towards cultural revival. There comes a point when the weight of imposed silence and the ache of stolen heritage become unbearable. A shift begins to occur, slowly at first, like the first rays of dawn piercing through the darkest night. This is the dawning of defiance. It is not always a loud, overt rebellion from the outset. Often it begins as an internal awakening, a stirring in the collective consciousness, a quiet refusal to accept the imposed narrative any longer, a growing realization that the invisible chains are, in fact, breakable. This nascent defiance is a testament to the indomitable nature of the human spirit. This awakening is fueled by courage, the courage to question what has been presented as truth, the courage to look inward and find the remnants of a true self, buried beneath layers of colonial conditioning. It is the courage to speak, even if only in whispers at first, the names of ancestors, the words of forgotten languages, the stories that were forbidden. Each small act of remembering, each quiet assertion of identity, is a spark, and enough sparks gathered together can ignite a flame that illuminates the path forward, pushing back the shadows. The dawning of defiance is the moment the tide begins to turn, the moment the colonized mind starts to reclaim its sovereignty. Section 5. From Lament to Liberation's Call. The journey from acknowledging loss to actively seeking liberation is a profound transformation. The initial phase is often one of mourning, a deep and necessary grieving for what has been taken, for the cultural wounds inflicted. This lament is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to the value of what was lost. It is the heart acknowledging the pain of separation from its roots, from its authentic expression. This sorrow can be a heavy cloak, but it is also a sacred space where the true cost of colonization is reckoned with, where the depth of the injustice is truly felt. However, the human spirit is not designed to remain in perpetual mourning. Resilience is woven into our very fabric. Out of the depths of sorrow, a new energy begins to emerge. The lament transforms into a call, a powerful, resonant cry for liberation. This is not just a call to be free from external oppressors, but a deeper call for the liberation of the mind, the spirit, and the culture. The tears of grief begin to water the seeds of action. Section 6. Reclaiming the lost language of the soul. One of the most profound acts in the journey of decolonization is the reclamation of language. Language is more than just words. It is the very architecture of thought, the carrier of culture, history, and worldview. When a language is suppressed or lost, a unique way of seeing and understanding the world is diminished. Reclaiming it is like finding a lost key, one that unlocks ancestral wisdom and a deeper connection to one's identity. It is an act of profound significance, a way of speaking to the past and shaping the future in one's own authentic voice. This process of reclamation can be challenging. Generations may have passed since the language was spoken fluently. Resources may be scarce, and the dominant colonial language may still exert a powerful influence. Yet the desire to reconnect with this fundamental aspect of heritage is a powerful motivator. Each rediscovered word, each grammatical structure relearned is a victory. Section 7. Weaving anew the cultural fabric. The reclamation of individual elements like language and stories is crucial. But the true power of decolonization emerges when these threads are woven together anew, creating a vibrant and resilient cultural fabric. This is not about recreating the past exactly as it was. Culture is dynamic, ever evolving. Instead, it is about drawing strength and inspiration from heritage to inform the present and shape a self-determined future. It involves consciously choosing which traditions to carry forward, which to adapt, and how to integrate new influences in a way that enriches, rather than diminishes, the core identity. This reweaving process is a collective endeavor. It happens in community gatherings, in educational initiatives, in artistic collaborations, and in everyday family life. Elders share their wisdom, artists reinterpret ancient motifs, educators develop culturally relevant curricula, and parents pass on traditions to their children. Each act, no matter how small, contributes to the strength and richness of the revitalized cultural tapestry. It is a living, breathing process, full of creativity, dialogue, and sometimes even healthy debate. Section 8. The unseen strength, a resilient spirit. Beneath the surface of struggle, beyond the visible acts of reclamation, lies an unseen strength. This is the resilient spirit of a people, a profound inner fortitude that has weathered the storms of colonization. It is an enduring flame that may have flickered under duress, but was never extinguished. This resilience is not born of passivity, but of an active, often quiet resistance. It is found in the stubborn refusal to forget, in the preservation of traditions in secret, in the telling of stories in hushed tones, ensuring that the essence of identity was passed down through generations. This inner strength is often nurtured by a deep spiritual connection to the land, to ancestors, and to a worldview that colonialism sought to erase. This spirituality provides a wellspring of hope and meaning, even in the darkest of times. It is a quiet power, an anchor that holds firm against the tides of cultural assimilation.